Hello, back again. This will be a short video on job applications. Now, when you have a disability, filling out a job application can be a very depressing process. There are a few reasons for this. When you fill out a job application, the application will ask you if you have a disability. This is not a negative. When they ask you this question, you should say yes, because the company is trying to become more inclusive, more diversified, and it's trying to lessen the population of marginalized people. Now, the problem with having a disability and filling out a job application, in my experience, is that most job applications ask you such questions as to whether or not you have a driver's license. Now, this isn't a problem with minor disabilities, but with major disabilities such as cerebral palsy, your chances of being able to operate a car are slim. So you're not going to have a driver's license. So when you click no as to whether or not you have a driver's license, this is a negative sign to employers. Now, I understand with Uber and maybe living in a more urban area, this isn't a problem. But for more secluded areas, Uber is not seen as a reliable form of transportation, and employers will look at this and think, oh, this candidate is not reliable, so we should move on to a more reliable candidate that we have less questions about. Now, you wouldn't think that this would be necessarily a death blow to the application process, and maybe it's not with remote work. But in my experience of mostly environmental work, I would say 95% of the applications I filled out either asked you if you had a driver's license or flat out required one because you had to drive a company vehicle to work sites. Now, I understand my situation may be unique in that I don't believe most people with a disability study environmental science, which is very hands-on. That was that was probably my mistake to begin with, but that'll be for another video. Maybe a video about lack of advisement uh, with careers. I just wanted to touch upon in this video the transportation issue that many people with CP face. Now, even if you look at public transportation and getting on a subway, that could be a challenging process for somebody with CP. If you try to do that in New York City, you're going to be shoved, pushed, and it's probably going to be very uncomfortable for you. So again, that's just one reason why employers are very hesitant to hire somebody that has any questions. And one of those big questions are questions regarding your transportation to and from work. Thank you for your time. I hope you found this video somewhat enlightening. Um, there is hope for the future as jobs become more remote work, but we're not necessarily there yet. Maybe we'll get there in the future. But as you see with COVID, not nothing remote is perfect. There's gaps. So for a long time, I do believe that this take is going to be relevant.